Once you have imported your merchant takeoff or your own takeoff templates, you are ready to continue pricing your estimate. Even if you're still waiting for your merchant takeoff, you can create and begin to price the rest of your estimate. Here on the Edit Resource tab, you will have a breakdown of any flat rate resources added, work gang positions, and work gangs. You can make any last minute changes to rates on this page, specific for this project. When any changes are made, please click Save. Once you have imported your merchant takeoff or your own takeoff templates, your Material tab will be populated. By selecting the arrow next to a subheading, you will be able to expand and view all products listed. The material quantity will display the quantities supplied by your merchant or preset in your own takeoff templates. In the build quantity is where you are able to update and amend any of these quantities if required. The adjustment to value will show you any dollar value changes made. You have the ability to update any material rates if required. You have the option of adding a percentage of waste per line item or as an overall percentage or dollar value. If a subcontractor will be supplying any materials, you are able to simply tick this box to zero out the entire section. Alternatively, if the subcontractor is only supplying a few items, you can tick out individual line items. If you need to add any last-minute products, you are able to do so after your takeoff has been imported. By expanding the relevant subheading you wish the products to be under and clicking the Add Item button, you can search from the database or add a one-off item. When selecting the one-off item, you will need to enter the item's name, unit, usage, quantity, and material rate. Once you click Save, you will see your item added and highlighted as a manually added item. You will notice your material and labour tabs are presented very similar, with a few differences. Here you can apply specific charge-out rates to each section of the build. This way you can ensure you have the most accurate pricing. By selecting the drop-down box on each subheading, you can select and apply the applicable rates. Just like in the Materials tab, if a subcontractor is supplying any labour, you are able to sub out the entire section or individual line item. You can add a degree of difficulty per line item or as an overall section. A degree of difficulty can be added for something as simple as poor access to a site. When in the Labour tab, we may see red labour factor cells. If this is the case, please allow 24 to 48 hours for our labour factor team to apply these labour factors for you. After the 24 to 48 hours, click the Reprice with Latest Labour Factors button, and any updated labour factors will be highlighted green. By selecting this box, you are able to apply your own labour estimate and override the system man-hours. By entering the number of workers, days or weeks you believe the build section will take to complete, you will see the man-hours generated. You can simply untick the box if you wish to go ahead with the system-generated man-hours. When selecting the Remove All Items button, this will also remove all items from the Materials tab. Miscellaneous templates account for anything not included in your material takeoff. Click the Add Template button and always select from My Templates. Simply tick in the templates you require for this project. You can begin to expand each section and add in the required quantities for this project. You are able to add a degree of difficulty if required. We can also utilise the Own Labour Estimate feature in the Miscellaneous Template section. The Subcontractors Quote section can be a great negotiation tool between you and your client. By displaying all of the subcontractors' quotes and options they have offered, you can openly discuss with your client what best fits their needs and budget. Select Add Trades or Quotes. You can tick the box next to the required subcontractors and click Save. You are able to add more than one subcontractor at a time. We recommend adding all subcontractors that are required for this project. In the Notes section, we recommend adding as much detail as possible. This can be presented on the client export. Populate with the quote value supplied by your subcontractor. By selecting the plus icon, you are able to add an option line. Populate with notes and add the quote value. By selecting the small box next to your quote value, your quote will be carried through to your totals page. Any quotes not ticked in will not be carried through. The Sum section will allow you to add in any unknown or defined costs for this project. There are 4 sum types to choose from: Provisional Sum, PC Sum, Net Sum, and Contingency Sum. By selecting Add Item, a blank line will be generated for you to populate. Enter the item's name, sum type, any notes or detail about this item, enter a quantity, select a unit, and enter a rate. You can add as many line items as required. Overheads are commonly known to builders as P&Gs. This section is updated and maintained the same way as miscellaneous templates, though accounting for business operations and unproductive time on site, such as administration, supervision, deliveries, cleaning, and other important costs to the business whilst the project is underway. Click the Add Template button to select the applicable templates. Again, always selecting from My Templates. Select the required templates for this project and click Save. Selecting the black arrow next to each section name will allow you to expand the template and begin adding quantities for the required items. You can add a degree of difficulty and utilise the Own Labour Estimate. On the totals page, you will have a clear breakdown of your estimate. This is where you can add your markup or margin. By selecting the applicable one, you can enter your percentage across the required sections. You have the option of adding a final contingency sum here also. We recommend outlining this in your additional notes on the PDF export. Here we have a square metre calculator. By entering the square metre of the build, you are able to get a square metre total. On the export page is where the estimate becomes customizable. You can upload your company logo here. Save as a default, so going forward, all estimates will have your logo. In the quote introduction, you can outline the job, quote or estimate number, the scope of the work, and anything else you feel is important for the client to know about this estimate. Again, saving this section as a default so only minor changes are needed each time you are here. In the section breakdown is where you can choose to show or hide as much or as little information as you like. You have the ability to rename each heading, show or hide your man hours, labour and materials columns. Choose to outline your markup or margin in your totals section, or prorate it and have it distributed evenly throughout the entire quote. The additional notes can include your tagouts, T's and C's, a signature and date line. This is also where we recommend outlining your final contingency sum if one was added. Once you are happy with your estimate, you can select the Download as PDF button. You will now have a professional estimate to present to your client.